And this logic of transgenderism is leading to something that is really, to my mind, absolutely disgusting. This is leading to calls among prominent Senate Democrats to force women to register for the draft. This story is not getting a lot of coverage. Politico did just report on it, though. Senate Democrats are proposing a sweeping rewrite of the military draft laws to require women to register for the Selective Service System, according to a draft of the report, authored by Senate Armed Services Chairman Jack Reed, which was obtained by Politico. This would be attached to the National Defense Authorization Act, a defense policy bill that is one of the few pieces that is considered a must-pass by Congress. So they're going to try to ram it into some legislation that Congress is just going to have to pass so that they can get this through. I do not want to live in a country that requires women to fight our wars for us. I don't want to live in that country. It's just wrong. Now, I see how we got to this point. A lot of people are going to say, well, this is just too far, or this is crazy, or this is, but no, this is the logic of the last 50 years. The logic of second wave feminism, the premise of second wave feminism, is that women and men are basically the same. Sure, they look a little different, but hey, a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle, as Gloria Steinem said. The differences between men and women are purely superficial. Women can do anything men can do, and how dare you say otherwise? Well, okay, if that's true, if men and women are basically exactly the same, then surely the homosexual rights movement, as it was once called, is going to go through. No, well, of course, because men and women are exactly the same. Surely the redefinition of marriage, which was the apotheosis of that movement, has to go through, because men and women are exactly the same. So if men and women are the same, then your argument that marriage is the union between one man and one woman falls apart. Because men and women are the same. So then I guess it could be the union of one man and one man, or one woman and one woman. And if that's true, then the logic of transgenderism has to hold. Because if men and women are basically the same, then Bruce Jenner certainly can become Caitlyn. Because those differences are just superficial. Get a little nip tuck here, throw on some stilettos and a little bit of lipstick, and there you have it. Bruce is Caitlyn. And frankly, he didn't even need to do that. He could have just said he's a woman, as many people do now, and that would have been perfectly fine. And if men and women are exactly the same, then of course women need to register for the draft. It would be unfair, it would be unjust if only men registered for selective service. And the problem with all of that is it's all false. It's based on a false premise. Men and women are different. This is the fundamental distinction in human nature. Men and women are not identical. They are complementary. They go together. Like love and marriage, like horse and carriage. You can't have one without the other in society. So you're going to hear two arguments on this from the right. You're going to hear, and I'm just talking about people who oppose women registering for the draft. You're going to hear two kinds of arguments. One is the egghead arguments. They're going to tell you, well, actually, if you look at certain statistics, and if you look at the levels of testosterone and the way that and the bones and this and the development, then actually women are not quite suited for the draft, and blah, 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 blah. Fine. I'm willing to take any argument that persuades anybody, but that to me is not the real argument. I don't even care if some other egghead on the other side could prove that women actually do have the same bone density and the same kind of muscle mass. And actually, they're just as competent in the field, and that. I don't care. I don't want to live in that country. Going back to the Edmund Burke quote, when he lamented during the French Revolution that the age of chivalry is gone, and that of sophisters, economists, and calculators has succeeded it, and the glory of Europe is extinguished forever. I don't want to live in the world of sophisters, economists, and calculators. I don't care if you can prove to me that by measuring testosterone and bone density or any other physical feature, that men and women are very, very similar. Men and women are different. And a country that sends its women to fight its wars is an ugly, unchivalrous, uncivilized country. I want to live in a country where men go fight the wars to protect the women, where we have a real complementarity of the sexes, where we actually work together and care for one another, and we don't just all pretend that we're all exactly the same. I'm glad you liked that clip. I want you to watch the whole show, the title of which is The Bill Comes Due. Check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, here on YouTube. Ring the bell, like, subscribe. I'll see you next time.